Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Project Dawn and those remaining funds left in trial exhibit P301. And if you're a long-time viewer here of the channel, you'll know how many funds we've actually gone in and burned as a community here, and myself leading that charge. We did get the Mirror and Anchor Protocol assets burned, which, yes, were a significant amount of assets. This wasn't a small burn by any means, and it was really only shadowed by TFL's substantial $250 million burn, going ahead and them also burning the shuttle bridge assets. Now, with all of this being said, right, we're in a situation where it's been nearly 4 years. The chain is continuing to go down in value. The USTC price again going down in value, and the validators are really they're self-serving. We've got a lot of these self-serving validators running at 0% commissions, giving it to you all. And this is the kind of greed that's really going to kill the chain. With that being said, it gets worse than that. When I look out there and I think to myself, wow, the fact that you can become a high-ranking validator by simply saying that there's a crazy Binance theory and you're in direct communication with them, when that's all been proven wrong in the past. What this actually tells me is has hit the fan at this point, and people are really starting to hedge their bets. And this is really dangerous because everybody below rank 3 at the moment is running at a loss. As time's gone on, the stake in APY is so bad now, it's around 5%. So believe me when I say we should start tending to the pass of the gardens that we can as soon as possible, because the likelihood is it's just going to be another 2 to 3 years of going around in circle, of no USTC repeg, no real roadmap coming forward with LUNC, all while, right, these validators provide you guys with pills. No one is out there looking for remedies, looking for cures, because there is realistically no money. There's nothing to gain, right, in coming out and going, well, yeah, Binance has got a plan. This is the plan. It's happening here if it was going to happen. Or coming out and saying, well, actually, they don't. There's simply no money in it, right? It's kind of like cancer. Why would you cure such a thing? Because there's so much money in treating people. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And that's how a lot of these validators are moving at the moment. And it's all becoming one greed-infested pigsty. So what I'm going to be doing is tending to the part of the gardens that we really can, that we have legal obligations to chase. And when I say Project Dawn has a significant amount of USTC remaining for us to burn, yes, it's a significant amount, sitting at around 5.8% of the total USTC supply. So this is significant. There are a lot more funds to chase, and I've been doing a lot of work in the background, and I've got a lot of good news when it comes down to Binance, the funds that are on there, and actually finding a definitive answer, if you will. If you've been keeping up to date with my live streams, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, I've possibly found that memo. So like I said, I really believe we should tend to the parts of the garden that we can tend to, instead of trying to spend another 4 years, right, of running around in circles. I really do believe a lot of validators are going to fight tooth and nail to ensure that these funds do not burn. And the likelihood is so they can bicker over these funds, possibly coming back to the Oracle Rewards pool, to some USTC staking program. And guess what? Each and every one of them would be ignoring and going off course, really, with what is the determination with all of these assets in trial exhibit P301. And yes, all of the 9 wallets that related to Project Dawn are in trial exhibit P301. So I'll leave a link to that final judgment for those of you who want to go in and look at it. It really just outlines in this section that we've got up specifically is that the defendant shall otherwise burn or destroy the private keys in Terraform's possession to wallets or blockchain addresses holding Terraform crypto assets, and they outlined these above with LUNC and Luna 2.0 and UST being in there. This is why we saw TFL commit to burning the shuttle bridge assets, and that's why we had legitimate grounds to go ahead previously and yes, burn the Anchor Protocol assets, then going ahead and also burning the Mirror Protocol assets. So what I really do believe is proposing this and pushing this through as soon as possible is priority. And I think Chris Armani said it best. We just don't know who has access to any of these wallets. And if the market is going to continue to get desperate, well, yeah, on the tailwind of this, is some real desperate TFL ex-employee might have access to some of these funds, right? We don't know. We don't know. We really don't know. So when it comes down to trial exhibit P301, what remains in this list is Project Dawn and then the CEX wallets. And I'm literally releasing a video not long after this one. So keep your ears out for that. You're really going to love it. Again, trying to tend to the parts of the garden that we can. And in doing this definitive answer, right, finding this memo and pushing it towards Binance, well, guess what? We can prove that GP is talking out of his backside, as we have done many times here before on the channel. I really do feel like the fake ones are being listened to. The validators that essentially are McDonald's, and the chain is Burger King, and their best interest is McDonald's, and they are being allowed to run Burger King. And all of you guys that really do, support some of these validators, I think you're crazy. I really do think you're crazy. And yeah, I was gone for 4 months. I was paralyzed from surgery, but I still think you're crazy for supporting these validators and then going on X, right, and complaining and being like, well, oh, nothing's changing. Well, support the right validators. What's going to happen now is I'm going to push this proposal. We're going to see the reaction of the validators and make sure you're paying attention. And then what I propose next, with all of the evidence that I've got together in regards to Binance, the assets that are on there, the memos that relate to TFL, etc., pushing for answers. We as a community have done all of this before. We've gone through it like 3 or 4 times, even back to getting Binance to burn, right? We can do this again. We can do this again. If one delegate has the ability to push Vegas, right, up to almost first, bestow that voting power on me and watch me go out there and locate more and more of these assets, as I had done with trial exhibit P301, as I will do with these final remaining 8 TFL wallets that relate to Project Dawn. Right, guys? Now is about doing things, and everybody's going to be bickering and coming up with all of these crazy ideas, right, to try and fix the problem with this depleting rewards pool, this APY problem was at 5%, right? And no one's really going to be able to solve it because no one is interested in a cure. Everybody's interested in pillaging and plundering this chain until it's done and dusted. And guess what? McDonald's will be gone. They'll go to other chains like they're all doing at the moment anyway, right? Go and look at them all. Something I will always be proud of is the fact that Lunkdash has always remained loyal to Terra Classic. Pengs has remained loyal to Terra Classic. Never sold out, still got the entire treasury. It drives me insane. Again, built a $32,000 product, LunkPump.fund, LunkSwap, total non-profit, threw all the money into the wind, thinking, the chain will support this kind of thing. And again, massive smack in the face. So now I stand and I think to myself, the time for being honest is now. And honestly, if you don't like the truth, unsubscribe. Go listen to someone else, because what I'm going to be doing is laying down some cold, hard facts going forward. We need to tend to the parts of the garden that we are able to. We need to go and follow through on this final judgment, right? Vegas and all of these other people have supposedly had access to Binance, right? Greenpeace, access to Binance. Why are they not demanding answers? Why are we still 4 years later listening to these idiots gatekeep, right? And essentially sell you guys pills and not provide you with a cure, those final answers, right? We all want to know what is going on with Binance. All of us. Is there a plan? Isn't there a secret plan? Of course there isn't a secret plan. It's been 4 years. But look, hyped up, really want to get these pushed forward. And for those of you who probably didn't notice, whilst I was paralyzed, I had brief moments where I was able to use my hands as I was recovering. And I did propose to burn these funds. I put up a Commonwealth, which I'm just going to repost again, and Same again, put it up for a deposit. I'll do a video and then I will allow you guys to support that. And we'll all go out there and we'll push this thing together. Do you or do you not want to see 5.8%, right? 5.8%, right? 358 million USTC. 5.8%. We've burned everything else. Not just us, right? TFL. And then who else? That's right. The SEC. So again, I have to emphasize that everybody else has fulfilled the final judgment apart from us, right? And I would be very, very interested to see how this voting goes down. Share this with other people. My validator's there if you want to stake with me. We've got the new auto compound feature available for our delegates only on LunkDash. It's there. It's available for you guys. Use and utilize it. I've got a video out at the moment as a tutorial, but this thing is everything you want it to be. You can monitor it on the go. Everything's there. It is literally 2 clicks after connecting your wallet. And yeah, it's everything really you've ever wanted. Again, this is only for HCC delegates. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles going forward, you guys. Expect more from us. We are working on a Lunk recovery system for those of you who end up getting your wallets hacked in the past, in the future, whenever. We will be there for you guys. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And I'm going to catch you in the next one.